Hey, everybody. And I was going to make it into speaker view for the recording. There we go. Okay. Hey, everybody. My name, if you don't know me, I'm Leah Pearson, and I am a senior Ruby ambassador with Plexus, which just means that I've spent about almost 2 years now, which I can't believe, casting vision, encouraging, loving on people, and honestly just bringing hope and gathering a team of some of the most amazing people on the planet together with that common purpose. And several of the people on here tonight are on my team, and I think that they're pretty awesome. This is not something that I ever thought that I would be capable of doing. It's not something that I ever had interest in doing, but because of many factors, which I'm going to touch on today, it has been possible. This has been one of the most rewarding couple years of my life, and I'm really thankful that I jumped into this. So you are on this call because your interest has been piqued in regards to dreaming bigger, thinking outside of the box, wanting more, and the curiosity of what's possible for you and your family yet this year. There's a lot left in 2022. We all have unique goals and visions for our life, and we all have unique purposes, giftings, abilities, and personalities. We're all different. Yet what I love about Plexus is that no matter who you are, you can be successful at this. Even if you're an introvert, even if you're an extrovert, whether you know a lot of people or you hardly know anybody, it does not matter. What we do is very simple. There's some basic skills that you need to learn and master, just like with anything in life, whether, if you're starting a new job, there's some basic training you need to do, right? Or if you're a brand new mom, you need to figure out how to take care of that baby, whatever it is. For anything, there's basic skills that you need to learn. But if you are open to learning those skills and are coachable and you're willing to grow, you can do this business without a doubt. So if you commit to the process, you will be successful. We say it all the time on our team. The only way to fail with this is to quit. But why? Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to go all in with this business? First of all, I'll say I believe that each person has a unique ability and a unique group of people that you are called to impact in your lifetime. We are all wired to make a difference, and each of us has a piece of the world to make a difference in. Plexus is not my purpose necessarily, but it is a vehicle to fulfilling my higher purpose. And it's given me a platform to be able to bring hope to a world that really desperately needs hope right now. I don't know if you've noticed that. And it's really given me an atmosphere to grow and to bloom into who God has called me to be. Secondly, let me challenge you with this question. And I don't know if you've been asked this before or not, but if time and money were no issue, how would you be spending your days? I was not asked that before. I never thought about that before this. It's hard for a lot of us to even go there, but I'd love to share just kind of a blip of my heart as an example to get you thinking. So when I started this business, we were scraping by financially. We had all sorts of things leading up to us being in a really difficult place financially. I had several people that had shared online work from home business opportunities for me because I was a stay-at-home mom, and they were just coming at me with all sorts of different things. And honestly, it never caught my attention. I was a stay-at-home mom because I value being able to invest in my kids. So when they were saying things to me like, you would love the community and we have so much fun together and you could get your products paid for, and would a couple extra $100 a month help your family? These were all things that different people had sent to me over the years. And I know that they were all well-intentioned, but none of them caught my attention. To me, it would not be worthwhile to do a side hustle that brought in maybe a couple $100 a month that had a fun community of people that I could hang out with, because I had friends, I had community, and being glued to my phone for a couple $100 a month while missing moments with my kids was not worth it to me. That did not appeal to me. I'm not sure if you can relate to any of those thoughts. And maybe your vision for life is a little bit different than mine, but that's kind of where my mind was going. So maybe you're a working mom and you're thinking, I don't want to spend the couple hours in the evenings that I do have with my kids doing the side hustle and then either losing money or at best making a couple $100 a month. So what caught my attention was when my friend Jamie shared about something so much bigger than a couple $100 a month or a fun group of friends. She sent me an income graphic and shared with me that she had been making 6 figures a year since her 1-year mark with this company. So over $100,000 a year take home. That was not sales. I asked her, I'm like, is that sales or is that take home? It was a take home number. And that got my wheels spinning. What would life look like for our family if I could bring in over $100,000 a year from my phone, from home, as a stay-at-home mom, A lot of money had never been an interest to me, if I'm being honest. It still does not have my heart. That was not my goal in life. I had planned on being a stay-at-home mom and not making any money. But she shared the flexibility of being able to work in 15-minute increments, working while the kids were sleeping. She said, you know what, 10 hours a week would be a great starting point for you. And then she said that same question to me that I asked you earlier. If time and money were no issue, what would your days look like? And that's when it hit me. This isn't about money. It is about the freedom that this could give me to fulfill my call and walk out my purpose and spend my days doing what matters most to me. Many of us do not think about our purposes or what we would do with our time if we had more time freedom, because we don't think that we actually could have that time freedom. It seems like a myth or something that's too good to be true. But I leaned in and I started dreaming because I felt like God was stirring my heart. And I started dreaming about what it would be like if my husband was home more. He had been gone nonstop since we got married, often working out of town 6 days a week. Our kids literally did not know their dad. What would it be like if they got to spend some time with their daddy too? I thought about, you know what, we've been driving junker vehicles that need repairs constantly. I thought about the times that I had to load up all 3 kids to go pick up my husband because his car broke down on the side of the road. Having money to buy a reliable car would be life-changing for us. I thought about how my husband was working in the corporate world and quit his job because we had a heart to serve our community. And so he went into full-time ministry. But in order to make ends meet in full-time ministry, he was working 3 or 4 side jobs. And if I could bring home enough money with this, we would be freed up to do that initial dream that we had of being able to pour into our community. So I want to really ask you, how would you spend your days if you did have time freedom and financial freedom? So often you cannot have both of those things. You can have the time freedom, but not quite enough to get by financially, right? Or you can be a slave to your job and then not have the time freedom and put the most important things first in your life. This opportunity at your fingertips, this is so much bigger than you could imagine. So with my profession, before I had kids, I was a fitness professional by trade. I never expected to make more than $30-some thousand a year in this area, probably. And with this opportunity, I have several friends, you guys, that make that in a month. So I want to encourage you to think bigger. So how do I do this? We get asked that a lot. What does it take to do this? It does not take an outgoing personality. It does not take a million Facebook friends or you selling something or feeling salesy. So what do you need? First and foremost, you need 0 experience. Our team is very, very unique. So we literally have some of the top names in all of Plexus as our leaders, and they have shared their systems with us and they do weekly trainings with us. So you do not need to know anything about the health industry, marketing, or even Plexus in general. It's a literally learn as you earn opportunity, and you will be mentored and trained by some of the best in the industry. And that is why our team is the fastest growing team in all of Plexus. Not all opportunities are created equal, and not all teams are created equal. Who you surround yourself with matters. Number 2, you don't need to know a lot of people. When my business mentor started this business, she always tells people I had under 100 Facebook friends, and I was about ready to delete my Facebook. I'm not super outgoing naturally. I just was talking to somebody about this on a coaching call. I am major introvert. I don't feel like I have a huge circle of friends, but what I love about this, in Plexus, we have this term that's called the power of 3. And if you can have 3 friends jump in with you and start, you're off to a great start. And then if you can show them how to grab a couple friends and continue that pattern, you can be very successful very quickly. Everyone has 3 friends. For me, it was my mom, my sister-in-law, my pastor's wife. And I love our compensation plan because it's set up so that there's not just one person at the top making a whole bunch of money. Plexus actually incentivizes you to empower and serve the people on your team. If they are successful, you're going to be successful. So I love how our business model promotes serving and empowering and unity, really. Number 3, how much time does this take? So previously, hey there, I don't know I'm going to mute you here. How much time does this take? I had alluded a little bit to this previously, stating that 10 hours a week is a great start for working your business. And this evolves as your business grows. But even now, I'm earning full-time income and working about 4 to 6 hours a day. I don't necessarily have to work quite that much probably, but I have a really big motivation to grow right now. And I know that a couple of you, I've talked with you about this week. Our team is on the brink of being what is called an Emerald team this month, which means that our family is going to hit the 6-figure mark this month, which is just honestly surreal. I cannot believe it. But I share that just to say that I am an introverted homeschooling mom. And if I can do this, you can do this. The only reason why I'm where I'm at is because I just kept saying yes to follow God's call, really. Wherever you are at, whether you're working a full-time job or whatever your schedule looks like, this is possible for you to do. That's something else that a lot of people ask. So for instance, my friend Shelly, she just hit the 6-figure mark earlier this year as well. And she was working this business around a very stressful full-time job. She's now going to be retiring from that job this summer. I just talked to her last week, and she's going to be able to be home with her twins full-time, which has been her dream. My friend Amber, she has a hobby farm, and she's got close to 100 animals. She homeschools her kids, and she works this business as well. She's $1 million a year earner at this point, and she's been doing it for, I want to say, close to 10 years. She wakes up at 4 a.m. and she gets her work done then before the kids get up. So that way she is fully present and soaking in the moments with her kids. And I just love that. She's very intentional about being a good mom. This does not take great amounts of time. If you're intentional with your time, you can bring in full-time income in a short period of time. You get to choose your schedule. You get to pick. So if you talk to the person who invited you and just kind of get an idea with them, just say, I am able to do X amount of time per day, and then we can give you a roadmap towards your goals. Lastly, I want to touch on just kind of how we get paid and some common things that people ask with our business structure. So first of all, I love that there's no inventory requirements or large upfront costs. I've heard some people say how, they had to take out a loan to start an at-home business. This is not like thousands of dollars up front. Literally, all you have to do is purchase your own product pack and you're qualified to earn money, which is pretty cool. You don't have to handle or ship any inventory. It's all virtual. You can do some in-person events if you want, but I have built my business exclusively through my phone. I didn't even have a laptop my first year and a half of business. So it was all through my phone. There's no sale quotas. You can go at whatever pace you want. There's no requirements for the structure of your business. Some companies, they require you to structure things a certain way. You literally can build how you want. Plexus also has a compensation plan that is literally known as the comp plan that everybody laughed at because it is so ambassador focused and so generous. In addition to getting paid, we get paid weekly, biweekly, monthly. There's additional quarterly bonuses, which just for myself alone have added over $1,000 to my paycheck last year, each month. So that has been a huge blessing. The other thing I really like about Plexus is they have vision for the future and for a legacy. So that gives me great confidence to partner with them because they are always talking about how this is a legacy business. This is a legacy company that's going to be here for generations and something that you can pass down to your kids. And that's really important to me. So I really love that. I wanted to share too that if you enroll tonight, we have a special offer for you. We have 10% off starter packs, and we can chat about what that looks like, what your health goals are, talk to the person who invited you, and we will give you a $10 rebate if you start tonight too. We would love to have you join our team. So if you are already enrolled, there's some of you that are enrolled already here. If you get 3 friends within your first 30 days, you get over $400 in bonuses from Plexus this month, which is a really big deal. It's also feasible. You can very easily earn $1,000 to $2,000 in your first month. And the person who invited you can kind of break that down and share what that looks like. But there is definitely good money to be had right away. So I want to leave you with just a couple questions. What kind of financial goals do you have? How do you like to spend your free time? And if you could double your income by this time next year, what would you do with the extra money? If you could retire yourself in the next 1 to 3 years, would you do that? Mull over those questions, write them down, and I really encourage you to connect with the person who invited you tonight and share your heart and answer those questions with them. And I think that they can help you kind of work through that. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for coming. I'm going to stop the recording, and then if anybody's got questions, we can ask questions too.